The evening air hung heavy with incense as Ike Okafor stepped into the crowded Mumbai marketplace. 3 months into his engineering exchange program from Nigeria, he still felt like an outsider in India's pulsing metropolis. His research fellowship at the prestigious university was everything he had dreamed of professionally, but loneliness had become his constant companion. That's when he saw her, Kajol Sharma, moving gracefully through the market in a pristine white sari with gold embroidery that caught the fading sunlight. She appeared to float above the chaos, her dark eyes focused on selecting jasmine flowers from a vendor's stall. Something about her quiet intensity drew him forward. "Those flowers," Ike said, his deep voice causing her to look up with startled eyes. "They remind me of the ones my mother grows back home." Kajol's initial surprise melted into a cautious smile. "Your mother grows jasmine in Nigeria," he finished. "Outside Lagos. Not quite the same variety, but the scent takes me back instantly." Their conversation flowed with unexpected ease. Kajol, a classical dance instructor from a traditional family, possessed a quiet confidence that matched Ike's thoughtful nature. As twilight deepened, they found themselves sharing chai at a small corner stall, their worlds gradually intertwining. "My father would not approve," she said softly, studying the swirling spices in her cup. "Of talking to strangers in markets?" Ike asked. "Of talking to you specifically," she replied, meeting his eyes with unexpected directness. "But I find I don't care as much as I should." As they parted that evening, exchanging phone numbers with nervous smiles, neither realized they were being observed from the shadows. A figure watched Kajol's lingering glance at Ike's retreating form, noted how she tucked his number carefully into her purse, and followed her silently through the darkening streets toward home. Over the following weeks, Ike and Kajol created their own secret world. Between his research and her teaching, they carved out precious moments together: dawn walks along Marine Drive before the city fully awakened, hidden conversations in secluded corners of libraries, and stolen glances during cultural events where they pretended to be strangers. Kajol arrived at their secret meeting spot in the botanical gardens wearing a white sari with delicate red threadwork that reminded Ike of the bittersweet berries that grew behind his childhood home. Her hair was adorned with fresh jasmine, its scent announcing her presence before he saw her. "You're taking an enormous risk meeting me like this," Ike said, taking her hands in his. Their fingers intertwined, her skin cool against his warmth. "Some things are worth the risk," Kajol replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "My father has arranged 3 potential matches already. Soon, I'll have no choice." The weight of their different worlds hung between them. Ike pulled her gently toward a secluded bench beneath flowering jacaranda trees. "Where I come from, we believe the heart knows its path before the mind can understand it." Kajol's eyes glistened. "And what does your heart tell you?" "That I've found something I wasn't looking for," he answered, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Something I can't leave behind when my program ends." Their first kiss tasted of cardamom and possibility, stretching into a moment that seemed to bend time itself. Neither noticed the camera lens capturing their embrace from behind dense foliage, nor heard the soft click that would transform their future. That night, Kajol's phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. The screen illuminated her face as she opened it to find a photo of their kiss with a simple message: "Your father would be interested to see this, wouldn't he?" The blackmail messages multiplied over the following days. Each contained photos of their meetings and increasingly specific demands for money. Kajol arrived at their rendezvous point in the university library archives with shadows beneath her eyes, her usual white sari replaced by a somber navy blue. "I can't continue this," she whispered, sliding into the chair across from Ike. "My family's reputation, my dance academy, everything would be destroyed." Ike reached for her trembling hands. "We'll find who's doing this. I have friends in cybersecurity who can trace the messages." "You don't understand," Kajol interrupted. "My father isn't just conservative, he's politically connected. If this becomes public, the consequences would be severe for both of us." The threat hung in the air between them like a physical presence. Ike's research visa could be revoked, his promising career destroyed before it began. For Kajol, the cultural shame could mean complete family ostracism or worse. Then we meet them. Pay once and be done, Ike suggested, his jaw tightening with determination. Kajol's eyes widened. It's too dangerous. These people know too much about us. As they whispered urgently, a library assistant shelving books nearby lingered too long, his attention suspiciously focused on their conversation. When Ike glanced up, the man quickly looked away. That evening, Ike received an anonymous call directing him to bring 200,000 rupees to an abandoned textile factory the following night. Come alone, the distorted voice commanded, or the photos go to her father and your university dean simultaneously. When Ike confided in his roommate Raj about the situation, the other man's expression shifted almost imperceptibly before he offered his help. I know people who handle problems like this, Raj said, not meeting Ike's eyes. But first, tell me everything about Kajol, her family, where she lives, her routines. The more I know, the better I can help. Ike arrived at the derelict factory clutching a bag containing his entire savings. Moonlight filtered through broken windows, casting elongated shadows across machinery frozen in time. His heart pounded as he moved deeper into the cavernous space, dust particles dancing in the shafts of light. Hello? His voice echoed. I brought what you asked for. Movement flickered at the edge of his vision. Ike turned to find Kajol emerging from behind a rusted loom, her face tight with emotion. I'm sorry, she whispered, tears streaming down her face. I never meant for this to happen. Before Ike could respond, floodlights blazed to life, temporarily blinding him. When his vision cleared, he saw 3 men surrounding them, one pointing a camera, another holding a ledger, and between them, Raj, whose familiar face now twisted with smug satisfaction. The performance is complete, Raj announced, applauding slowly. Quite convincing, Kajol. Your father will be pleased. Understanding crashed through Ike like a physical blow. This was a setup? All of it? Not all, Kajol said quickly, stepping toward him, but one of the men pulled her back. Raj laughed. Kajol's father hired me after hearing rumors about an African student charming his way into scholarships meant for locals. When I mentioned your name, he became concerned about his daughter teaching dance at your university. The plan was simple, have Kajol get close enough to find evidence of academic fraud or visa violations. But we found something much more valuable, continued the man with the ledger. A foreign national attempting to corrupt a respectable Indian girl from a prominent family. The scandal will ensure the dean revokes your fellowship immediately. Ike looked at Kajol, searching for any sign that their connection had been real. Was any of it true? He asked, his voice hollow. Her eyes met his, filled with conflicting emotions. It started as pretense, she whispered. But somewhere along the way. Dawn broke over Mumbai as Ike sat alone on the seawall, watching fishing boats return with their morning catch. 3 days had passed since the confrontation at the factory. His academic advisor had already received an anonymous packet of photos, prompting a formal investigation. His return ticket to Nigeria waited in his email, a premature end to his promising research. A soft voice broke his reverie. I've been looking everywhere for you. Kajol stood several feet away, wearing a simple white cotton sari without embellishment. Gone were the jewelry and elaborate styling, she looked younger, more vulnerable. Why? Ike asked, not moving. Haven't you completed your assignment? I came to give you this. She held out a USB drive. It's all the original recordings, Raja's plans, my father's instructions, everything. I've already sent copies to your dean and my father's political rivals. Ike stared at her in disbelief. Why would you do that? Because what began as deception became the most honest thing in my life. She sat beside him, careful to maintain distance. My father arranged my marriage yesterday to the son of a business associate. A man twice my age who sees me as property to acquire. And now? Ike asked, still uncertain whether to believe her. Now I've destroyed my family's reputation and my father's plans. Her voice remained steady despite the enormity of her actions. I won't ask your forgiveness, only that you believe that somewhere between all the lies, I fell in love with your kindness, your brilliant mind, and the way you saw beyond the performance to the real me. The silence between them filled with the cry of seagulls and distant temple bells. Finally, Ike reached over and took her hand. In my culture, we say that truth, like cream, rises to the surface no matter how much you stir the milk, he said softly. I don't know what happens next for us, but I want to find out, this time with no pretenses between us. As the morning sun painted the horizon in shades of promise, Kajol rested her head on his shoulder. Two souls from different worlds, finding their way back to each other, this time on the foundation of truth.